Imagine a world where you couldn't send a message to anyone. No smartphones. No internet. No instant calls. No video chats. If your friend or family member lived hundreds of miles away, how would you send your message to them? Today, we simply press a button and our voices, pictures, and messages travel to the other side of the world within seconds. But thousands of years ago, humans had no phones and no machines that could carry their voices across long distances. Yet, humans still found ways to communicate. They created different methods that slowly evolved into the advanced communication systems we use today. And this incredible journey started with something very simple: a signal. When early humans lived in forests and open lands, they did not have modern languages like we do today. But survival depended on understanding each other. If a hunter spotted danger, if a wild animal was nearby, or if a group needed to gather at one place, they needed a way to send information to others. So the first communication system was created: human signals. A simple movement, a hand gesture, a sound, an expression. These small signals became the first messages of ancient humans. If someone raised their hand, it could mean stop. If someone pointed in a certain direction, others could understand that something important was there. This communication was extremely simple, but at that time, it was one of the most powerful tools for survival. Over time, humans developed something even more important: body language and gestures. They discovered that without speaking, they could still communicate many ideas. A frightened expression could warn others about danger. A happy expression could create trust. Hand movements could explain hunting plans. A leader could guide an entire group using only movements and gestures. But body language had a major limitation. It only worked when people were standing close to each other. If a group moved far away, or if humans wanted to save information for the future, gestures were not enough. So humans discovered a new way to communicate. They started drawing their ideas. Cave paintings and symbols. The drawings found on ancient cave walls were not just decorations. They were some of the first recorded messages created by humans. An animal drawing could show what creatures people hunted. A hunting scene could explain how humans survived. Simple symbols could represent important ideas. For the first time, humans were sending information across time. A message created by one person could be understood by another person years later. But there was still a problem. How could humans quickly send messages to people who were far away? Then humans turned nature itself into a communication tool. Smoke signals. Across mountains and open lands, people used smoke patterns to send signals. A rising cloud of smoke from one location could alert people somewhere else. It was a simple but clever invention. Now, a message could travel without the sender physically being there. But smoke signals also had limitations. They could only communicate basic information. Long conversations were impossible. So humans created another method: sound communication, the use of drums and signals through sound. In some ancient societies, different drum patterns had different meanings. One rhythm could warn people about danger. Another rhythm could announce a gathering. A specific sound pattern could become a message. Humans were no longer depending only on what they could see. They were now sending information through sound across distances. But the biggest challenge was still remaining. What if a message needed to travel extremely far? What would humans do? This is where messengers and runners appeared. Ancient civilizations created special people whose job was to carry messages from one place to another. These runners were extremely important. They crossed dangerous roads. They traveled long distances. And they carried information from one person to another. But this system had one weakness. A message could only travel as fast as a human could move. Then humans discovered something revolutionary: writing. Written letters changed communication forever. Now a person could write their thoughts and send them somewhere else. A message could travel without the writer being present. A letter could move from one place to another, and the receiver could read it even after a long time. This was a massive change. For the first time, human thoughts could be preserved and shared beyond a person's lifetime. Then postal systems were developed to deliver written messages. Now communication was no longer dependent only on individual messengers. Organized networks were created where letters and important information could travel across large distances. But humans always wanted something faster. And then one invention changed the world: the telegraph. For the first time, messages could travel through electricity. Information that once took days or weeks to arrive could now travel within minutes. This created a completely new era of communication. But humans did not stop there. They asked a new question: if we can send words, why can't we send voices? And then came the telephone. Now people were not only sending messages, they could hear each other's voices in real time. Distance was no longer the same. Then technology continued to improve. Radio, computers, the internet, and finally, smartphones. Today, we carry a device in our pocket that can connect us with almost anyone in the world. We can send messages within seconds, make video calls, share pictures, and access information instantly. But this incredible technology did not appear overnight. This journey started with one ancient human signal: A simple gesture, then body language, cave paintings and symbols, smoke signals, drums and sound communication, messengers and runners, written letters, postal systems, telegraph, telephone, and finally, smartphones. Today, a message can reach the other side of the world within seconds, but this impossible speed started from one simple ancient idea: the human need to make their thoughts and feelings reach others. And perhaps that is one of the most amazing things about human history. Behind every modern technology is an ancient human problem, and every great invention begins with one simple question: how can we send our message farther?